Hello, welcome to Capstone Live. I'm Michael Dahl. Right here, Oklahoma, the state just above Texas. Oklahoma is a hotbed of fantastic creatures, mighty heroes, princesses and queens with superpowers. Well, it's a hotbed in someone's imagination down there. Oklahoma is the Sooner State, so the sooner we get started, the better. In this very special episode, we meet Matthew Duffy, a fourth grade student from Lawton, Oklahoma. Matthew loves to read, and there's one thing he really gets excited about, gets passionate about reading, mythology. I understand you really like to read.
Yes.
Like to spend your time with books in the library.
Yes.
And what is one of the favorite types of things you like to read about?
Mythology.
Greek and Roman mythology?
Yes.
Okay. It sounds like you've memorized a lot of facts about those.
Yes.
So if there was a new book about Greek and Roman mythology, you would have to pick it up.
Yes.
Okay. So if you could be one of the Greek gods, who would you want to be?
Poseidon.
Poseidon. Just because it'd be cool to be in the water?
Yep, just hang out in the sea and just randomly, like, if you get mad, just shake the earth, like, eat this. Bam. No one can really mess with you if you do
You wouldn't
that.
want to be Zeus, the king of the gods?
He's cool, but he's just a little...
A little strange.
Yeah.
Okay. And if you go to visit Hades, because a lot of people did, heroes would, there's one thing, remember, you should never do when you're in the world of the underworld.
Eat the fruit of the underworld.
Do not eat their food. Why?
Because you will have to stay there. And that's where the story, that's how you, and you first learn about this, well, I first learned about this while reading the story of Persephone, how she had to stay 6 months in the underworld and 6 months in the upper world, and that's how the story of the seasons began.
Right, 6 months, because when she was in the underworld, her mother went into mourning, and her mother was...
Demeter, the goddess of the earth, well, more like plants and growth.
Right. This kid knows what he's talking about. What if they gave you a pizza? Would you eat it?
No,
What is your favorite kind of food?
pizza.
Pizza, okay. And then another creature that I remember was the Hydra.
Hydra, yes. Slayed by Hercules.
Right. And
Because
there
he
was...
had to burn its immortal head.
I know, because every time he chopped off one of its heads, what would
Two
happen?
more grew back.
I know. So it started out with 7. It probably had like 15,
Started out
20.
with 5.
Oh, with 5.
Yes.
Oh.
Everybody thinks it starts out with 7. It starts out with 5. You cut off one head, it gets to 6.
Oh, very good.
Cut off 2, it gets to 7.
Maybe that's where I came in the middle of the story when there were 7. He's right. The Hydra did start out with just 5 heads. I should use my head to remember that. Toward the end of our conversation, Matthew taught me something about the planets, specifically the planet Mercury, that I did not know about. But that's right. You're right. A lot of people thought that the gods were named after planets, but you're absolutely right. The planets were named after the gods.
Because, yes, once the Muses came along, they discovered that there was planets and stars. Well, they knew there were stars. You can see them every night. But they discovered that there were planets, and they decided to name the planets after their gods.
So why did they name the planet Jupiter, Jupiter?
Because it's the largest, and Zeus was the king, and
Right.
his Roman name was Jupiter. So.
Okay, and why did they name Mercury, Mercury?
Because it was this, I'm not really sure by this one, but I'm pretty sure it's because of, even though it's really small, but if, let's say, it could move, people think one of the original studies in the Roman times was that if Mercury could move, it would be it is the fastest planet. Well, it's really Venus, but everybody thinks it's Mercury.
Oh, okay. So they thought Mercury was the fastest planet.
Yes.
They named him after Mercury, who was...
Hermes, the messenger of the gods, also the fastest god.
And he was fast because he had something on his feet.
Winged sandals. It was also his helmet.
Yes, the planet Venus does spin faster than Mercury. Of course, in our solar system, Jupiter spins the fastest. Can you imagine Jupiter, that huge, gigantic sphere? It rotates once every 10 hours. 10 hours! Just think, if you were on the surface, you would have to run just to keep up with yourself. I had a great time talking with Matthew. It is so fun to meet somebody who's excited about the same things you are. Matthew was smart, respectful, articulate. It probably helps that his mother is a librarian. But here at Capstone, we have lots of books on mythology. Graphic Myths and Legends, a cool retelling of the most famous of the Greek and Roman stories. The Other Side of the Myth, funny, fractured versions with comical illustrations. Greek myths, Straightforward, action-packed narratives about those unforgettable mythic characters. And finally, Mythomania, a series by award-winning author Kate McMullen. These tales are all told by Hades, the king of the underworld, who gives us the real behind-the-scenes lowdown on what really happened on Mount Olympus and beyond. From Keep a Lid on It, Pandora, to Nice Shot, Cupid, and Hit the Road, Helen. Capstone's heroic quest is to make the kingdom safe for readers, to slay the monsters of ignorance and illiteracy, even if they do only have 5 heads. Well, till next time.